Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Kuat NV Base here today on our 2020 Tesla Model Y. Now guys, it's going to be a very nice way of giving yourself a very decent platform rack to get you and your bikes to your destination. Right out of the gate, you are going to have this nice little tire hold format. Going to make it really easy to go ahead and secure almost any bike you want to throw up on here. And while it does look very good in the matte black, of course, Kuat always worried about that style. It also has a lot of great capability. With a 60-pound rating per bike, you're going to have no trouble getting these bikes to wherever you want to go. Like we said, definitely going to be able to get up to those heavy e-bikes. Definitely going to have no trouble with your heavy mountain bikes, of course. Now, the only thing I will say, probably not going to be great for your fat bike tires. You guys can see, even on this adjustable cradle, which makes it very versatile, you're going to have a little bit of an issue getting your bigger, fatter tires to fit in here, as that's about the maximum strip length you have, which is definitely not too high. So that's something to kind of watch out for. But, however, most of us are going to have an A-OK time fitting on this platform. For most of your standard bikes, of course. Now with this guy too, you do have a little cable lock on either end of your platform, which becomes awesome. That way you can go ahead and secure each of your bikes to your platform with no trouble at all. Now, this being a front tire hold as well, what's going to be cool about it, you're going to have an A-OK time just grabbing yourself any of your carbon frame bikes and getting them up on here with no trouble at all, which becomes great. What's awesome about that too, if you do have any women's bikes, step-through bikes, or kids bikes, sometimes with frame options or frame mount designs, you have an issue is you don't have a good purchase point for it. What's nice about that, don't have to worry about it. As long as we have that good front wheel, we'll have no trouble at all getting our bikes up on here in no time. Now, one awesome thing about it too, it can actually tilt away. You guys can see our handlebars are going to be impacting with our hatch if we were to open it just like now. All I have to do, I'm going to have this little lever here at the bottom. I need to pull that towards me. That's going to go ahead and allow me to tilt this down towards the ground, of course. And that's going to let me pop open this hatch easily and effectively. Now I can go ahead and grab my coolers, bike helmets, anything I might need on the inside. Becomes a nice little spot to go ahead and relax in the back here. Put your feet up, change your shoes, whatever you need. Just gives you a nice little hangout spot. And this also becomes very easy to access on the go. So maybe we're in transit, maybe we're stopping by the grocery store, gas station, anything of the like. Nice that I don't actually have to take this entire bike off of my carrier. And just makes it really, really easy and convenient to get to, which is really, really nice. So we can go ahead and actually pop this guy off now to go ahead and see how hard that is to do, which it is definitely not. I'm just going to pop this back tire first with this little strip. All you got to do, press in that lever. And then on the inside too, you will have a little bit of matting there to go ahead and protect that inner rim for your tire, which is great, or your wheel. And then we want to go ahead and hold onto our bike. We don't want this tilting into our vehicle or ourselves, causing any damage. And then we simply press right here on this ergonomic grip, get that guy up, off to the side, and now I can lift it and get it out of the way. So, of course, 60 pounds is going to be a little harder to do, but nice that you can get so close to your bike, which is awesome for ourselves. Now mounting it becomes just as easy. The only thing to watch out for is going to be this back strip, guys. What I like to do, just dip that wheel down, catch it, set it in place, and therefore it becomes really easy to strap that on that back wheel. Now you'll see on that front cradle too, it does have a nice little area for the bike to actually sit, which is awesome. You have that 18C standard groove widening out. It looks like it'll be about 4.5 inches or so, I believe. Yeah, about 4.5 there for that max width on that wheel as well. But like we said, your fat bike tires are going to have a hard time with these plastic strips. Is going to be the only thing to watch out for. Pardon me, guys. Now, the one dimension we definitely want to get right away is going to be our clearance for ourselves, guys. So, from the ground here today to the very end of our carrier, which is going to be right here at our arm, is going to put us right at 23 inches actually for ourselves. So that's way up there. I do like the rise that we're getting from this middle assembly here. That's awesome for ourselves. Definitely don't think we're going to have any issues, but keep in mind, as those front wheels go up, the back will go down, and so will your hitch-mounted accessory. So just watch it if you have a very steep incline. But again, with 23 inches, I think we're going to be sitting A-OK for ourselves. Now, we definitely have to watch how much length we're adding. The Model Y, not the longest car out there, but not the shortest by any means. And we can go ahead and see from the back here today, that is going to be putting us right at 27¼ of an inch from the back of our vehicle. However, we do have a way of shortening that down. Maybe we want to pull this in the garage. To do that, we can simply come right back to that lever system again. Instead of tilting down now, though, I'm going to go ahead and bring it right up into position right here. It's going to hang right there. Not going to have any movement, which is amazing. I love to see that from the Kuat. They just seem to sit really, really well right there and have no trouble, no vibration, no road shakes can cause any issue. And one thing you could be worried about, these arms hitting the back here. You guys can see it takes me quite a lot of bit to actually move it. It's going to be rubberized on the side, so we're not going to be worried about it damaging it and creating any scuffs, marks, or anything like that, but also that resistance it naturally has, and because there's very little shaking in this position, if we're just going on normal road conditions, I don't think we're ever going to have that interacting with the back of our vehicle, which you love to see. Definitely don't want to have any kind of degradation going on the back of our paint. Moving our way down to the inside though, here we can actually see how much space we shaved. Just got to find myself a little point to find it, and you guys can see we are sitting right at about 12 1/4 inches there from the back now. So definitely going to have no trouble, I think, getting this in the garage, or at the very least a lot more maneuverability to go ahead and get this parked. Moving our way down though, we can go ahead and see that 2-inch shank here today, utilized by our 2-inch hitch, of course. And on the inside of that, you just have a little alignment pin with a little locking core on the inside, and that of course is going to be key to each of those locking cores on the individual platforms. Therefore, you're going to have a couple spares. If you're like me, that's always very helpful. And then, it just goes ahead and secures your carrier to your vehicle. Make sure you can leave it unattended. On the outside, though, is where our anti-rattle device is. Now, these guys are integral to your system. You're going to see a lot of different ways on a lot of different carriers. One of the big ones is a threaded anti-rattle hitch bolt. However, you have to get on the inside here, and that can be kind of a pain. What's awesome about these guys, you can tighten it right here, and then you guys are going to see that brings it all in line to one system. There's actually a cam on the inside that's getting tightened in. That's shaking the entirety of the Tesla, making for a nicer, smoother ride for ourselves, our bike rack, but especially our bikes. And one last little thing too, you will see a little Allen wrench insert there, allowing you to really tighten that down. That becomes amazing if you find yourself on longer road trips. Don't want to be checking it every 50 miles or so. You can go ahead, really make sure it's secure, and therefore it's going to have a nice secure fit for the rest of your ride. One awesome thing too, you guys can see, of course, Kuat's looking good in this position, which is great to see. It almost looks better here than it does when it's all the way out. And all you have to do to walk this guy down is simply press in right here, and that's going to allow you to tilt that all the way down, which is amazing. Again, that becomes very nice if you're like us, don't have a bike stand, and just that ease of use is always great to see. One awesome thing about it too, guys, you actually can get extenders on here to go ahead and actually get yourself a little bit more room. If you guys want to expand your friends list, or that family's growing over the years, can be a really easy way to go ahead, plug in that extension, and get a lot more bikes to that trailhead. Now, one thing I will say, you are looking at the base model. Of course, if you want, you can look at the Kuat NV 2.0. One thing it does come with is a little bit more of a style upgrade. Comes in black and gunmetal gray with a couple more accent marks on it. But the big thing is going to be the repair stand that you get on the front of it. So if you do find yourself really kind of putting your bike through the work a lot of times, maybe potentially having just a few gears here or there come loose, could go ahead and start giving yourself a little repair stand to go ahead and make sure we have no trouble servicing our bike. That way when we get to our destination, we know we can always ride, or B, no bike gets left behind, which can definitely be great. However, the base is still going to be a great little option if you don't need all those bells and whistles and still want a very dependable bike rack with a nice sleek look to it. Now, the only other thing to keep in mind though, you are going to be losing a lot of your visibility here with that backup camera, as it is going to be mainly pointed right at it. Now, the only one that I can think of that's really going to keep you from losing too much may be the Kuat Transfer V2. Now, that's going to give you a U-frame design, so it kind of stays out of the way here in the middle. But keep in mind, your arms do kind of impact it just a little bit. However, I think backup camera aside, we're really not losing too much with this being on the back. It does sit below our taillights, and we're going to have an A-OK time seen out of our back window. Well, guys, I think that about does it for our look here today at the Kuat NV Base here on our 2020 Tesla Model Y. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.